tag as well. Betrayer. Either way, we're into game number 3. Hamburger Collection versus Dumbledore's Army. Now, keep in mind...
Hamburger Collectors, Jake.
Both of these teams will be playing in the Spring Open tournament that we have set up for the end of March. If you've got a team and are interested in playing, feel free to jump onto the Discord and check that out. So this is going to be some preliminary scrim play where they kind of get to see what their opponents might be able to pick up and play against them. I think the players are going to be different, but the names are still the same for these two teams.
I think some of the players are definitely different. I'm just checking. So it looks like
I know is the head
Hamburger Collectors. Hamburger Collectors are running the team, or at least players that they have solicited. But Dumbledore Army has a few players moved around.
Hey,
Smartest, you look so different now. Oh no. What happened?
Because the reason why I didn't change the name is because Otter is now the smartest caster in the room. So, welcome the new smartest. JK,
in the room, smartest is white now.
Hey, you know, if we were casters,
Michael Jackson, what happened?
Oh, ooh, okay, the memes are getting a little crazy. I'm changing over to Otter right now. Calm down, everyone. Calm down. I do not want my Twitch account banned for some spiciness thrown out there. All right, he's Otter. Are you happy now? You happy now? Yorick Thresh banned away by Hamburger Collectors as Dumbledore's Army take away the Yasuo, the Udyr, oh dear, as the LeBlanc being that third ban. Udyr not necessarily one of the top tier champions. Maybe that's a more specific ban against a player. Or they just say, hey, you know what? Let's try to spell something out, as Dumbledore's Army tends to do. Grabbing the Kled for the top lane. Seal picking up that Ezreal, most likely traded over to Xanamegan, because I highly doubt Seal's going to play Ezreal in the top lane.
I do like the Kled pickup. I'm assuming they're specifically targeted bans. That Udyr is not a likely ban to see unless somebody has a lot of games on it. I think they're taking this one seriously, as like some of the other couples ones that they've done for sure. But yeah, I just pick up the Kai'Sa first rotation. Pretty safe, pretty good AD right now. There was a few other ADCs picked up, so interesting to see that Smartest opted for that Kai'Sa. And the Zilean early. I like that pick a lot right now, especially taking an early rotation because it is that flex pick. If Seal has been practicing the strat in the top lane, we can see it there, or we can see it in the mid lane as well as the usual support role. A lot of it's as usual anymore. I don't know if everybody plays it everywhere, so you could be top, mid, or support. So I have to see it, heal it up, hovering the Sejuani, and they're gonna lock it in. So a good first 3 picks for Hamburger Collectors. I'm liking the draft so far. Let's see what Dumbledore's Army decided to round out their comp with at the start before the ban phase. It's gonna be Morgana Hover. I assume they're gonna lock this in because I know Cody's been playing this champion quite a bit recently and enjoying the spell shield that it gives onto whatever member. Looking forward to that update, I'm assuming. I don't think they put out a video on that. I should actually go check real quick.
They do have a video just on the teaser. But I don't think they have the full Kale or the full Morgana.
The Morgana one
rework video yet.
Oh, I don't think they've nerfed it yet, right? I'm pretty sure it's still a strat. And they banned out Aurelia and Echo. We're gonna see that Echo ban. Stay away from Dive. I know Dive loves his Echo. He has a lot of games on that champion.
Comfortable with diving on it, as is his
Chalker, you're the one on the team. You know where this is going. It's fine.
Yeah, keep quiet. We'll be surprised and enjoy it when it comes out. Zilean Jungle. Oh, wild, making the wild predictions. Maybe we'll see something there. A lot of top laners banned away. Fiora Jax also taken off the table, as Kled has already been secured up there. We'll see what Hamburger Collection decides to try to take against him. We still need to see a mid laner and a jungler for Dumbledore's Army, as they're going to lock in the Moo. All right. Looking for the Crying Mummy himself to kind of pair with Kled. That could be a pretty nasty combination there. As
Where's Salic? I don't see him.
Right? But they didn't have to ban Amumu because Salic isn't in this game, so he's actually up and available. If Salic's in the game, you just ban Amumu. You just do it. It's very simple.
Heimerdinger.
Salic gets played, you ban the Mummy. Not that hard. And yeah, Zane locking in the Heimer most likely for the, I'd say mid.
I'd say mid lane probably.
I want to see who their last pick is because that could be a Heimerdinger top. Using those turrets. Yes!
Top.
Oh, the prediction. Heimer top using those turrets and range against the Kled, who really likes to engage. However, it's very hard to beat him in a solo 1v1 unless you got multiple turrets that are just smacking away. So Seal going way into left field, pulling out the Heimerdinger, which means that's going to be a support, a Zillion, and an Azir in the mid lane.
And a Victor for dive in the mid lane round after comp. They have a pretty strong comp on their side. It's an interesting comp for Hamburger Collectors. More of a zone poke and kind of stay back away from them, while the other side of Dumbledore's army once engaged with that Kled ultimate charge and a Mumu Curse of the Sad Mummy along with Kai'Sa's oh, I know this. Anyway, her ulti. Dang it. Why can't I remember what that is? Anyway, Killer Instinct. That's what I'm looking for. So dive into the backline with the Amumu and the Kled, and with Victor following up as that Ghost. Yeah, they're just going to try and keep away from the Amumu and Kled engage, and let Azir do his damage and Ezreal poke from a distance, so they can just use that Zillion ulti. So two interesting comps coming out. I would favor... I think Dumbledore's army is a little bit easier to pull off. But we run through players and their champions.
Yes, let's roll through the players and then we'll analyze it, because I think the Dumbledore's army, while easier to play, has some risks I want to discuss. For the side of Hamburger Collectors, first time on the stream, this grouping, Deceased Seal, playing in the top side, Heimerdinger, that we have never seen him play before. Dajunk in Duh, taking Sejuani in the jungle, heal it up with the Azir in the mid lane, trying to bring his intra to the table. Zaina Megan with the Ezreal in the bottom lane, ADC role, and Eben with the Zillion support.
And for Dumbledore's army, we have Curry King playing Kled in the top lane, Lord Reeves playing Amumu in the jungle, Excellency Dive playing Victor in the mid lane, Smartest 2 playing Kai'Sa at AD carry, Excellency Splendidad playing Morgana at support.
Yeah, boy. All right, so for the side of Dumbledore's army, what I wanted to point out was they are a bit reliant on the picks. Think of a Morgana Dark Binding, a Mumu Bandage Toss, even Kled's own ultimate. A lot of them are reliant on landing those skill shots to set up those engages. If they burn those spells and they don't have it available, it could be pretty rough for them when it comes to the later stages of the team fights. That said, they've got so many that the likelihood that at least one is going to land actually does favor them a little bit. That said, for the side of Hamburger Collectors, once they get into a fight, they have a small advantage with that Zillion ultimate. Says, you know what, don't worry, we can lose a man and not even care because we'll just bring him right back. They also have that Heimerdinger, who he has plenty of CC if he throws out his empowered grenades himself. So, excited to see what they do in those team fights. And the last thing to mention is that Azir Shurima shuffle can really reset a team fight, whether it's splitting it up, saying, you know what, we're not interested in fighting you all at the same time, so we'll just bring one or two to the party, or bringing everybody in for some big wombo combo, maybe with Zillion's bombs.
I think for Hamburger Collectors, it really comes down to how well they can disengage a fight, because, like I said, they want to poke them down and then kind of chase them after that, because they have the Azir with his soldiers wants to just stay back and hit them until he can find that, like you said, Shurima Shuffle with his Emperor's Divide. And then Ezreal with his Mystic Shots just wants to keep poking away until he can find a chance to move forward and go for that play. And Zillion is great at just zoning people off with his bombs and then keeping whoever they engage on alive with his ulti, or basically revive with his ulti. And then Heimerdinger, his turrets, just puts him down wherever and just kind of wants to stand around those. So they definitely are just wanting to disengage the engage that comes in from that Kled charge and a Mumu ultimate. And if they can if they can find that right disengage, they can definitely turn a lot of these fights around with the Emperor's Divide and Glacial Prison. Prison.
Deadless asking who's going to be the more aggressive in the team fight. I got to
Aggressive
imagine that it's
Dumbledore's
going to be
army.
Dumbledore's army. They've got Kled. Literally, his ultimate is called Charge to charge into the enemy team. Kaisa really wants to use that killer instinct to find the back line. Morgana flash ulting. That is her forte. Aggression should be in the hands of Dumbledore's army. And as you said, if they play their cards right, Hamburger collectors can use that aggression to do what we always see, turn it into over-aggression. Say, oh, you overstepped your bounds. Let's reset, reposition.
Soon,
They've got some pretty good mobility on their champions. The Arcane Shift on Ezreal, Azir Stream of Shuffle, Sejuani's Boar Rush. Zillion even has a movement speed boost he can give himself. A lot of mobility on these champions. So if they can kind of back away and draw Dumbledore's army's aggression in to a choke point that favors them, or underneath a turret, or if they're not on the same page, say 2 rush forward and the rest aren't as quick to follow, then they can knock out those 2 before following up to the rest of Dumbledore's army. As come here, boy! Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. We shoutcast every Tuesday and Thursday, as this is game number 3. And somebody's got a potato! We're locked in at 92% loading.
For Delis, answer Delis' question, like you said, the aggressive team is definitely going to be Dumbledore's army with that Kled charge and a Mumu trying to back him up. And then they can follow up with both the Victor and Kaisa can follow up with that movement speed they get from the Kled charge. Along with Morgana's Black Shield allows them to play very aggressive and still be fairly safe against the crowd control that the side of Hamburger Collectors brings. But Hamburger Collectors is going to want to, after that engage happens, that's when they become aggressive, where they can use the Emperor's Divide, Glacial Prison, and turn the fight back into their favor onto the targets that they want, which is that Victor and Kaisa. If those 2 members die, and the Kled is not that ahead in this game, it's going to be very hard for Dumbledore's army to win these team fights, because they're laking, they have a lot of laking damage with that Victor and the Kaisa. But if Kled is not ahead, he's not really going to do a ton of damage, just kind of be that engaged with his charge, and kind of be annoying and kind of hard to deal with, but isn't really going to be carrying the fights if those 2 are dead.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 3, Hamburger Collectors versus Dumbledore's army, as we may see a early invade out of Dumbledore's army coming around this bottom side. Bazillion's already in position, so we may be ready for this. The key is to drop a ward first, so you immediately can see the Zillion, and then you can go and respond. How well, Zillion's not paying attention at all. There he is, caught out. The Dark Binding's gonna land. The bandage has to follow it up. First blood goes over to Lord Reefs on the Mummy.
Good chain CC, wasn't able to do anything. The only way he could get out of that one is if he managed to flash the binding, but it was so early, it was hard to react to that one. But Sejuani doing a good job. He's gonna try to move towards the red. Oh, do you see them leaving the jungle? I think, yeah, they're gonna leave the jungle and go back to his blue buff.
Right, so we can talk for a brief second here about, check this out, all right? This has been warded. This is basically you standing here. Look at the vision. Until they reached this tree right here, there was no vision from the side of Hamburger Collectors that anyone was there. And one of the things is, even if you're in the right position, you gotta be actually paying attention. You can't just have your head in the headspace cooking around. You got to be paying attention. And Zillion just not quite fast enough on the fingers. Now, to be fair, once he hit that, or the Dark Binding hit, he was dead. It was good of him to not flash once that Dark Binding, once the CC chain started, because it could have still led to his death and would have been wasted. But you got to give some credit to Dumbledore's army as well. They didn't burn any spells whatsoever on that kill.
I mean, we had to start with that Q, but that's really all that they ended up having to suffer. Good damage there, bring him down just under half HP with a Dark Binding plus Arc. Oh no.
Heal it up and dive, having a little bit of a laser off. I like it. Both of them have their own purple laser versus yellow laser. Who's gonna win? Find out. But Dark Binding lands on Ezreal, and Dumbledore's army seems to be doing so well at the beginning of this game. Sled's gonna chase in onto Seal. He's got 2 turrets beating away on Curry King. 3 turrets now beating away.
Force the flash.
Curry King backs away as those turrets reset on the minions.
He's doing a lot of damage to him with those turrets, but did great that flash, so interested to see if we can have that Amumu come towards that top side. Not having a flash against an Amumu is a very scary prospect. If he can land that bandage toss, you're basically a goner if you have follow-up from your laner. So definitely not having flash is a scary prospect for the Heimerdinger.
Looks like Lord Reese is going to focus this mid lane. His heal it up is sitting down to about 300 health. Dive wanting to just kind of pressure and get an opportunity for Lord Reese to follow up with that bandage toss. Or to set things off. There it is. The reposition. Bandage toss is going to miss. Oh, critical miss in the bottom, or in the mid lane.
Yeah, I might have been able to get a kill there. He still had flash and cleanse though, so I'm not entirely sure that he would have gone down for it. Could have just cleansed the bandage toss if it did go through. But not able to find it, just a little too far behind him.
Good vision from Dumbledore's army on their earlier invade. Allows them to see Sejuani and where she's going. Look at that ping to keep track of her everywhere she moves. Another thing I wanted to note in this bottom lane is that they really need to put the hurt onto Ezreal if they're going to try to shove him out of lane. He's running that Klepto, as most Ezreals do, which means he'll slowly build up potions and just keep himself topped off fairly nicely. So your best opportunity is either to get a kill or to go in and try to get enough poke that he can't heal it back up.
Yeah, definitely one to watch out for is Curry King.
Reeves
here.
And Curry King up here. The red buff on that
Mumu
gonna allow him to slow to see seal down. Curry King under 200 health. The Heimerdinger trying to finish him off with the rockets, but nice sidestep, and Lord Reeves gets a second kill. Now Dive in trouble in the mid lane. Shoved underneath his turret though. He just walks back after burning flash.
He took so much damage from the minions. Good stuff in the top lane. The Seal played that really well, actually. Almost managed to pick up Curry King. Had to burn that flash to get away from it, but good stuff by them. Pick up that kill, and Dive avoiding his death in the mid lane, having to burn that flash, but not give over a kill to either the Sejuani or Azir. Almost picks one up on the end of that. So good stuff overall from Dumbledore's army. Now 2-0 on that Amumu. And about 1,000 gold lead for them.
In that bottom lane, that was really interesting. Exactly when Curry King left from the TP, Reeves came in from the recall. That hurt my brain for a half second. All right, back to the game. Let's refocus. Bottom lane for the side, Dumbledore's army only got assists from the very beginning of the game, but they have themselves a nice over 10 CS lead as Curry King going aggressively. Bear trap on a rope. CCL finds a stun though. Whoa, the reset. Beautifully done out of CCL's Heimerdinger.
He did manage to get away. He does have the CS lead, so he's not super worried about how to recall. He actually decides to stay.
Trying to bait this Kled in. If he can find another stun with those turrets, that should be a potential kill, but keep in mind, Kled has that dismount available, so he's not going to be stunned up for very long, just long enough. There it is, the ultimate out of Kled. Level 6, he says time to go. Gets the pull, and
he gets the kill.
Stuck around way too long. In the meantime, there's a fight
versus
the dragon as the Jug trying to do what he can. Lord Reeves dropping under 300 health. Able to walk away for now. Sejuani looks like she still wants to chase him out, though.
I like the play overall from Hammer Collectors. On this bottom side of the map specifically, thought they moved early to try and get the pick onto the Amumu as he tried to invade for those Raptors, but Dive tried to answer it as well, but bot lane managing to shove their wave in and rotate up to help out, forcing both the Amumu to back off. Had to burn his flash, I do believe, there too to get out of that one. So good stuff there to help out their jungler, keep his jungle safe, keep him in the game.
0 kills to 3. Dumbledore's army with a nice lead. It's not an uncomebackable lead, though. There's still opportunities for Hamburger Collectors to make their own plays. There is an Infernal break. Not making the mistake we saw in game number 2. Reeves is going to time his health appropriately. So yeah, that first Drake, the Infernal Drake, the coveted Drake of League of Legends, adding that damage to the entire team. We'll see which team says it's time to make a move on it. As with that one bomb being down, Splendid Dad steps forward, still trying to find a nice dark finding to set things up in the bottom lane.
I would like to see one of these teams try and make a play towards this bot side to get some spot presence and move towards that dragon. Pick that up first, Infernal up for self. Always a good, probably the best dragon to have if you can get it. Curry Break up on rope comes down.
Yeah, he stepped forward. He saw the grenade come out from Seal and said, "This is my time to step forward." The health is actually traded fairly evenly between the two, though. So potion's gonna be popped on Seal, and that should heal him back up fairly well.
I do like the fact that Kled, Curry King in his top set has managed to get a advantage for himself. It's only
Kaisa's level 6, as is the mummy around the corner. Lord Reeves could try to make a play. They have not seen him yet. There's a control board in there, so they don't know that he is there, but they have to let this bottom side from Hamburger Collectors actually push in. Otherwise, the movement's going to be seen as soon as he takes a step forward. Once again, lasers in the mid lane. Sand Soldier stepping forward, getting some damage down onto Dive. Streamer shuffles forward, avoiding the CC from that Graviton. No, that's an Echo shot. There it is, the play in the bottom lane. Lord Reese finds the ultimate, snares up 2 members. Evan's going to go ahead and ult himself, get the resurrection, but I think he may still be dead. He gets a double bomb, though. Stuns up Lord Reese, trying to walk around the corner. The flash forward from
he doesn't have mana.
From Kaisa with no mana, though. No step forward. Ultimate there from Dive in the mid lane, trying to make the play. Shurima Shuffle shoves it right back out. In the meantime, Kled making a play on the top side. Finally, Smart is able to chase down the Zillion. Dive going to fall underneath the mid lane turret. Tons of rockets from deceased Seal. Keeps things fairly even between these two, both about 100 health.
Plays across the board being made. I thought Aben might have been able to get out of that one because Small Artist had to use both sums to chase him. Had his ulti available, didn't have any mana to use it, but still gets the kill in the end. In the mid lane though, Dive fighting with Heal It Up, almost managed to get the kill on him. Forced both sums out, and then Sejuani showed up with that Glacial Prison, locked him in place, and finished him off with that flash. So they did use a lot of sums in that fight in mid to get that 1 kill, but they did get a kill on the board for the Sejuani and assist for the Azir. So getting some gold back for losing that fight in the bot side.
And losing the Drake as well. But despite all those things that make Dumbledore's army look like they're doing super well, it's only 1,000 gold lead. The 10-minute mark isn't all that crazy. As Sejuani steals away a nice red buff for herself. Next target going to be that Rift Herald on the map and available. Let's see which team decided to prioritize that one.
I just misspoke. I thought apparently the Glacial Prison missed. I thought it landed, but I guess it missed, and then Azir shoved him back in with the Emperor's Ride. Shoved him into the slowing field, I guess you could say. And then the Sejuani jumped over the wall. But
yeah, there was a lot of craziness going on. The camera was kept switching between lanes quite a lot. Oh, root onto the Ezreal. Zane gonna be in trouble.
All the killer instinct to join.
By the Kaisa stepping forward. The ultimate from Morgana. Not gonna land. They only find the snare onto the Zillion, so that's the target. They take him down. And another guard finally got to the Ezreal.
Break wears off.
The reset so good. The ultimate from Ezreal with the help of the minions means Zane picks 1 up in a 1-for-2 trade.
The Soul Shackles came out with a flash. Ezreal did a good job of getting away from that, but the corner break was used super early. But see, topside, Curry!
You got rockets, but I got DPS for days. Kled just dives on in.
In the mid lane!
Mid lane, nice
the CC
from the Moo. Lord Reese helps
my goodness.
Dive and secures his own kill. A splendid dad gonna drop in the bottom lane. Sejuani makes Morgana pay for sticking around, trying to shove that wave into the turret and pick up a play. Curry King gonna get his own play from the top side. Things are getting even more chaotic than they already were.
It was just fights in every single lane. That CC chain in the mid lane was disgusting. You had the gravity field into the bandage toss into the Curse of the Sad Money. You're not going anywhere from that one. Didn't have cleanse, didn't have flash. That's just a free kill, but kills traded back in the bot side. They won that 2v2, 2-for-1, and then Sejuani got the trade back onto Morgana. But I was going to say, the Zillion ulti was just a tad early onto the Ezreal, and then Splendid Dad realized that it was on the Ezreal, so decided to flash forward to get the Soul Shackles onto both, force Ezreal back, and get the CC onto the Zillion to pick him up. And then Ezreal did a good job of trading that kill back, so at least got 1 out of it. But my worry right now is that Kled, now 2-0-2, is very strong.
Yeah, Hamburger did a good job early on into the game with just overall pressure. He's actually winning in CS as well. But once Kled can use that charge to get right past Heimerdinger's turret line, there's not much that Heimerdinger can do. As a fight in the mid lane, both of those kind of just poking each other out. Victor with a 15 CS lead over Azir. Oh, ultimate used by the Ezreal. He's going to be hit by the Dark Binding as well. No.
We see 4-man coming down the bot side.
Just yet. Mumu and Victor positioning well down here. So Sejuani going to come out as well. This could be a fight underneath the turret as the Mumu going to go in underneath the turret.
There might be trouble. Here's
Azir. Evan already throws the ultimate on himself, so that's why they're setting it. Emperor's Divide is used. It's going to take down Victor. As this Sejuani ultimate going to miss, but that's slowing Morgana enough. The Kaisa may fall as she's getting back underneath the turret. Splendid Dad using the golden stopwatch from the left for a moment. Will eventually fall, heal it up, picking up yet another kill. The Junk doing what he can underneath the turret and heal it up. Trying to get the Sand Soldiers down to finish off Smartest. In the meantime, Curry King, who already picked up the Rift Herald, is using it in the mid lane. But it's 5 members pushing into this bottom lane turret. It's still got plating. Lord Reed's going to fall. But with that plating, they are holding on. That's the thing with plating. The more people, the tankier those turret gets. They get themselves a couple of plates. In the meantime, though, Kled has destroyed the mid lane first-tier turret. He's moving on to the second-tier turret. This might be 2 turrets traded over in the meantime.
They used so much to make that play happen. They had 5 members bot lane. They got 3 kills out of it, and got 2 plates, but didn't actually manage to get the turret. So first turret and a second turret went over to that Kled in the mid lane, and their team now pushing that gold advantage now up about 2,000, even though they did lose that fight in the bot lane.
They lost almost everyone in this bottom lane. It was 3 members to nothing. But Hamburger Collectors put so many resources in that bottom lane, they can't secure the turret. They could have stayed for the turret, but they might have lost even more. As Seal going to get chunked down this top lane. Victor lasering him down bit by bit. Heimerdinger has to run. That laser's going to continue to chase him. There he goes, able to finally recall. That Victor ultimate starting to really hurt.
He did take a lot of damage in process. I think he took 1 tower shot, maybe 2 in that fight. But I do like the vision that they're able to get. Managed to help dive to get away from the Azir coming up. Oh,
combining onto the Zillion. He forked to ult himself. That will be down. And the Divide using the top side onto the Hurricane, but the Mumu comes in, finds the ultimate. The Banish Shot's going to miss, but Curry King still got plenty of damage. In the meantime, the Jug, nice gank in the bottom side, secures 1 kill onto the Kaisa. Steps outside of the Soul Shackle. Splendad using the Black Shield, but it's not going to be enough. Goes down, and now Curry King has to take this teleport in. He's going to go forward aggressively, but he's in the middle of 3 members. He dodges out on both the bomb and the Glacial ultimate.
Oh, Curry!
He's gonna 1v3! Steps forward on the rope to pull the Sejuani, and she flashes. I don't think Curry King cares. He's got a full health mount, and he's just gonna run in. All right.
Man.
Bear Trap on the rope Bear Trap on a rope misses. Decides not to engage any further. Sejuani will be allowed to live, but good punish by Curry King.
Curry on this Kled is a monster. I wanted to say in that top fight with the Azir, the Emperor's Divide came out, but the Bear Trap on the rope still pulled him back just enough so that Amumu could get the CC with the Curse of the Sad Mummy, and it forced the cleanse out of Azir, and it got them the kill. And then the TP in the bot lane, 1v3, gets a double kill and almost got the triple. And now it's a dragon, second dragon of the game for Dumbledore's army.
Curry King putting on that carry backpack, leading his team forward. They've got double Drakes to their name. Baron not too much further out. Question is, Hamburger Collectors, now that they kind of get a feel for this game and the laning phase is starting to collapse, where do they take that pressure? Where do they move? They did well with 5 in the bottom lane until they lost their entire mid lane. Where can they group once again make use of that? As Heimerdinger has been a little slow this game.
Yeah, having some difficulties, especially now that Kled is super strong. We still have a really strong team fight, so I would like to see them group like we did see them a little bit ago, commit to that 5-man in the bot lane. Won that team fight, but ended up losing in trades overall with those mid turrets going on. But if they can find more team fights like that, now there's no Rift Herald on the board, maybe we can find a better fight with a little less trading happening from the Kled as his TP is down as well.
Iceborne completed by the Ezreal, Infinity Edge for the Kaisa, so both of them starting to stack up, but really, Ezreal wants to finish off the second tier before things get too crazy. Sejuani, 3-0 inside of Hamburger Collectors, done well so far, but mostly been cleaning up fights. Need to see her continuing to make use of that Glacial Prison. It's set the rest of the team up. As we talked about, they have a slight pick comp with that ultimate or the double bombs out of the Zillion. Not going to pull the triggers, though, and just allow Dumbledore's army to recall inside their jungle.
I want to say the good thing for Hamburger Collectors is that their comp does definitely allow to play defensive, right? They have the Empress Divide for the disengage. If they get engaged on, can ult, back away, help their team get out. The Glacial Prison has a lot of CC with that slow, with that stun. If you can land it on them, the bombs from Zillion with the Moon Speed, the Chrono Break allows them to stay away from the engage. And if Dumbledore's army does happen to get a little over aggressive, which could very well happen this game, they might be able to find some of the pick, get that shot on gold on from that Kled, who's got 900 gold on him right now, if they can find it. So yeah, definitely still able to come back in this game. The gold lead isn't super far ahead for Dumbledore's army, so it is definitely doable for Hamburger Collectors.
See what they decide to do. Looks like there's been a little bit of a calming period for both teams, just trying to secure vision around the map, make sure they know where the enemy is going so they can make use of these long-range engage spells. But with that calming, the scaling is getting a little bit more up there. We're getting into the... I'm gonna check that out. Curry King is level 13, all right? Level 13. Most of his team is level 10. Morgana is level 8, and Curry King is level 13. That just shows you how insane this guy is.
That Kled is a monster right now. I didn't talk about it too much to begin with, but that champ snowball is extremely hard and is definitely going to be super hard for the Hamburger Collection to deal with. If Ezreal can get some gold under his belt, get some items, get to that Bork, which should be his next item if he can get it, will definitely help out dealing with that Kled. He might be stuck here though.
Oh, Curry King. Oh. Look at the place. He was ready. He knew it. He said, if they show up, I'm out. And had everything prepped for it.
The pings are on a Baron. They're trying Baron on spawn 20 minutes in as Kled is putting so much pressure in the spot side. I don't think Hamburger Collectors are ready for this.
See if they can make it happen 10 seconds before the Baron spawns, and no vision from Hamburger Collectors anywhere. However, they have to smell it. I mean, you're not going to be able to clear Baron instantly. It's going to take you a little bit to knock down.
They do have a Kaisa and a Victor.
Maybe they don't, as they've got 4 members grouping around that Kled in the bottom lane. Sejuani trying to step forward. Doesn't use the ultimate.
No,
that's
the Ezreal comes down. They do no.
That is it. Baron secured by Dumbledore's army.
Curry King has so much pressure in this bot side that they're trying to find the pick, get that shutdown gold, but not able to find it and just give over the Baron for free. Good call from Lord Reeves or Cody, whoever made that call for that team, but picked up on spawn, and an early 20-minute Baron for them is going to be super helpful for this Kled for sure.
One could say it was a splendid call. All right, I'm going to go see myself out, as Dumbledore's army now has a bit more of a harder time to get themselves back into the game. With that Baron buff, there's going to be a couple of minutes that they're just going to have to wave clear. But the question is, from Dumbledore's army, are they going to try to fight, or are they going to be looking to push lanes? Because they're so far ahead at this point, fighting seems to be the preferred objective, as they may catch on to the Juck hanging around this Infernal Drake spawn. That's going to be the target for the moment for Dumbledore's army.
I think they're going to want to split push with this Kled threat. Maybe use his charge to come help them in a fight if they do manage to find a good fight that they want. But the one thing they do have to worry about is that over-aggression because of the ultimates from Hamburger Collectors. They are down quite a bit of gold now because of that Baron, and they've been picking up some turrets. They're going to get another Dragon for themselves.
I almost wish that they would just make a play on this Kled. Like, if you've got all 5 there, just throw the Sejuani ultimate and just force it. Because sometimes you can't just sit around for forever trying to wait for the perfect play. You just got to go, and you got to make the best of a bad situation. And at this point, sitting around constantly, they've lost the second Infernal Drake. They've allowed Dumbledore's army to split as into all 3 lanes to make use of that Baron buff. And they're just continuing to bleed objectives in gold.
Yeah, they're gonna start choking them out eventually if they can get all these waves pushing in. Using that Baron buff, Kled is still so strong you can't have anybody in this lane on their own, or he's just gonna dive them underneath the turret and get that kill. And you can't leave him here because he will take your entire base as well. So you have to keep one person here, and if you can, you need to send at least 2. They need to force a fight onto one of these members, as now they're running for this 2-2-1 strategy with the split push across the board, trying to get as many objectives as possible.
Alright, well, let's see what they can do as they collect rounds that top side. Klez just going to be burning down the turret. Slash and slash.
Another moving to the bot side.
It out. Z-Steel going to be in trouble. I don't think he can solo against 3 members. So, the little Yordo with the big brains finally.
And they just disengage the fight in the top side.
They do not chase after either the Kaisa or the Amumu, and that means no one's here to defend this bottom lane inhibitor turret. That one's going to fall. Dumbledore's army with the movements and outplays. Heal it up, stepping forward, trying to make a Screamer shuffle. Knocks Morgana backwards, and he's going to be in trouble. Sun up, goes down. Morgana goes golden to reset it. Heaven backing up as well. Sejuani ultimate finally lands onto Curry King, but he's spell shielded by Morgana. Can they finally take this Kled down?
Can he get the
he's
passive?
solo.
He got it!
Trying to go down. The Kled finally falls. Shut down over to the Ezreal. The perfect member. Lord Ree's ultimate will find one member as the Junk hops away with the boar rush, but still falls. Victor cleaning that one up. Dive getting a kill for himself. The inhibitor, the target. But they're gonna back away one more time as Seal's continuing to just try to push them out. Ezreal's got plenty of damage. Might find a kill onto Cody. Seal steals it away with the ultimate of the Rockets. But Kaisa's split pushing in the top side during this time as they lose Victor. She's making them lose this top lane inhibitor turret.
He did get some shutdown gold onto the Ezreal, which is pretty good. He got 1,000 from the Kled and then 450, so at 1,450 from those 2 members alone from the Victor. So that's gonna be so good for this Ezreal. Is sitting on 1,800 gold, so can get some more items picked up. That's what I was talking about, the over-aggression. They overstayed a little bit after they lost the Kled. They had some good plays there. They got the inhibitor and tried to back out and took the fight that Azir tried to force there. But they did find that shutdown gold. And now maybe have a small window to come back in this, as Ezreal's going to pick up some more items for himself when he backs.
The key right now is they need to get as much vision in their own jungle as possible, because the next fight cannot be at their base. If it's at their base, they're going to lose inhibitors. The top and bottom inhibitors are open. All it takes is 1 or 2 members from Dumbledore's army to pick up, and they're going to clear those inhibitors. If you fight in a jungle where zillion bombs are going to be stunning multiple people in a choke point, as well as Ezreal, who has yet to complete his 2nd tier item, can get some good poke down and repositions with Arcane Shift, there's an opportunity to actually win a longer engaged team fight. But they need to be careful, they need to choose it wisely, and they need to have vision.
Yeah, definitely what they want to look for. They can find one of those choke points with the Emperor's Divide and Glacial Prison, as well as the zillion bombs like you talked about. Definitely optimal for Hamburger collectors.
So that's the question now, as a 3rd Infernal Drake is going to spawn in the next minute. RNG said first 2 games only have 1 Infernal Drake. Let's think things a little bit hotter for game number 3. Throw in triple Infernal Drakes, which Dumbledore's army would love to pick up. And so they are actually playing a bit more passively. They say, you know what, we don't have to rush this in. We're the stronger team at the moment. We've got Kled split pushing the bottom side, putting forth some pressure. Let's just wait for the Baron to spawn. Let's wait for the Drake to spawn and go for those. As Baron going to be the target. They're trying to catch out Sejuani. He can drop the jungler. Thinks they're going to be good. Curse of the Sad Mummy. Suns are up for the moment. The Kaiser's going to engage with the Killer Instinct as well. And the Junk will fall with that jungler down.
That's going to be Baron for sure.
Baron is going to be in their grasp, and there's almost nothing Hamburger Collection is going to do to stop them, as they're going to collect this 4 around this Kled. They're just going to clear the wave. Okay, interesting choice. Ezreal steal, Ezreal steal, Ezreal steal. Oh! No way!
He got it!
No way! I'm backing that up and watching that again in slow motion. There's no way.
Got steal.
There's no way. Oh, that is absolutely sick. All right, I'm going to speed back up to catch up to normal speed, normal time. I'll count the seconds once I catch back up to
Reese had smite too. They're going to get a 3rd Infernal unless Ezreal steals this one too, or Heimerdinger steals this one.
Oh, the Rocket's going to come through so they get vision. All right, I'm currently at 16, 27, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, we're good. Yeah, that was absolutely insane. Okay, all right, so maybe call it calculated, everyone. Call it calculated. They said, you know what? The Kleds in the bottom lane, we can't fight them at Baron. We'll just have Ezreal steal it. No big deal.
I am lost for words. They need to get a turret off this or win a team fight. They need some gold back. They did get the Baron though, which is great. That might have saved them for a little bit longer for sure. Because if they got that Baron, they would definitely be in a lot more trouble. Would just rotate back to the split push that they had going for them before with this Kled. But if they can find a team fight that they want and get some gold off of some turrets, because they don't have any turrets right now. Oh, they might find it here.
Oh, Kled gonna step forward. Christmas Sad Mummy finds it here, but he immediately cleanses out. Junk gonna be in trouble once again.
In trouble.
Sejuani going to fall in the meantime. Kled's in the back line, dealing havoc to everyone. The Heimerdinger Rocket's not gonna find much of anything. Currently a 1-for-0 trade, but they do hold on to their base. Force the flash out of the Kaisa and the heal, but Splendad is around the corner looking to find a dark binding, and that is damage down. Azir is gone. Healer gonna fall. Morgana flashing in. Gonna find the Soul Shackles onto the Zillion. He's gonna be caught up inside the Gravitron from the dive as well. Killer Instinct used by Smartest to secure, with the help of Victor, the 4th kill. Seal the only one left to defend, but I don't think Heimerdinger is gonna stop them from taking out the middle inhibitor. One, as well as that middle inhibitor. That is 2 inhibitors down. Top inhibitor is open, but they say we've got a wave of super minions. We've got 5 members up. There's only 2 members of Hamburger's collection still alive. Let's just finish this game off. Moving forward, looking for Seal. Bandage Toss is going to miss. Dejunk trying to do what she can with this Sejuani to get in and stop them. Oh, the graphical glitch there. Yeah, I love it when that happens. Kappa Pride as the Junk immediately has to back away, taking too much damage. The rest of the team is here. Can they stop it? Victor and Kaiser just focused on the inhibitor. Dumbledore's army wants the win, and Dumbledore's army will get the win. Victory for
That was super
DA.
well played team fight at the end there to get the win. I thought they might have been able to find some picks back. Ezreal did a lot of damage to Smartest, forced both sums out, but not able to find it. Good stuff overall from Dumbledore's army. And moving into MVPs and honorable mentions for the losing team, we have Hamburger Collectors. I'm gonna have to give. I'm gonna give honorable mention to. I think I want to give it to the Sejuani. Yeah, the Juke and had a good plays early game, getting some advantages in that bot side. Started that a 5-man in the dive in the bot side and picked up some early kills, but not able to keep themselves ahead. And then MVP I'm going to give to the Ezreal. Just in the late game team fights was doing a lot of damage, but not able to find the kills, which is a little unlucky. But did put out enough damage to force them back until they got re-engaged on with the Morgana. And then for the winning team, Baron. Oh, I forgot about that. How did I forget about the Baron steal, dude? Like how? I completely forgot about the Baron steal.
Baron steal was beautiful.
Anyway, for the winning team, I'm gonna give honorable mention to Splendid Cody on the Morgana. That last team fight played it super well. Found the binding onto the Azir, and then the Soul Shackles forcing the flash away from the Ezreal, but then got the pick on a Zillion and finished off the Ezreal with the help of Victor. And then in the bot lane did really well for them in the lane. MVP is gonna be Curry King though. He
Well
carried
deserved.
this game for sure. Took over the top lane after got some help from Lord Reeves, and then just ran away with the game. Got advantages over and over again. Then the 1v3, picking up the double kill, and then just split pushing, allowing him to get that 20-minute Baron plus, where they should have had the second Baron. But yeah, good stuff overall from Dumbledore's army, and that'll be it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are only at 12 o'clock. So here's the question. We could either run a game for... Otter, are you headed to bed? Let me ask you this real quick. Or are you available for one more game? So you're available for one more game, because you'll probably play Apex after the stream, Kappa.
I'll be
all right.
either Apex or I started playing this World of Warcraft private. Anyway,
Oh wait, what? What is this?
there's World of Warcraft private server
That is
that is
awesome.
running Burning Crusade. So
I
I've
didn't
been
know that.
enjoying that for a little while.
All right, if we can get 10 people to sign up for Game 4, happy to have you. If not, then we'll run some off-stream Earth games, or I don't know. Is Nova still here? I think Nova may have gone to bed. Yeah, I don't see. Oh no, Nova's still here. You want to play Earth on stream? You missed the smite and blame the team. Yeah. Yeah. Blame lag. It's always lag. Always lag's fault. Trying to see how many people are online right now and ready to play. Antra says that he's online, interested in playing. Splendid.